not seated in the chamber, when an agenda item is heard, they will be notified by an officer to enter the council chamber to address that agenda item. Please silence all cell phones and mobile devices. Public Safety Committee, stand to order. Pledge of allegiance, please. Establish a quorum, please. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilman Gregory Payne.
Here.
Councilwoman Adrian Joseph. Councilwoman Charlene Gordon.
Item 1, Police Department, Chief Mitchell, please.
How you doing, Council, Mayor, everybody? So for the month of June 2026, we had a total of 217 calls. We had a total of 21 arrests, and we had a total of 33 tickets. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Item 2, nuisance violation reports and their podcast.
Good evening, council and guests. I think Ms. Lynette gave a couple copies to you all. So these two, 1205 Avenue C and 451 Harry Brown are the two that were on the condemnation a month or two ago. And you granted more time. So just to let you know that their date is July 11th, so it's approaching. And we have received calls about the 451 Harry Brown. We have passed by there yesterday, and they have cut the grass, but as you can see on the picture, the bush is covering the house. The bushes are covering the house. They did. Well, I passed Thursday, and it was high, and I was told it was cut the weekend. They're not asking for time. The neighbor next door, which she has allowed, she's been very patient with them. I'm not saying more time. I'm just letting you know the time that they have, but they need to do something, or we're going to have to act on it. But as far as the grass has been cut, but as you can see on the pictures, the bush is covering the house, so you can't see anything. But it is approaching, so we just need to talk about whatever measures after.
Well, the next step is, because the deadline is after our council meeting next week, both of those properties are gonna be put on the review list or condemnation review list for August. And at that time, they will come and, make.
Only the 1205 Avenue C, she came in to get a running total. I think she did pay the taxes on the home, but she didn't pay any of the condemnation fees.
But both properties were condemned in order to be torn down.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where we are, along with still making passes for the grass to be cut, and our contractor is still out. So if you. Right. Any questions?
What about South 14th Street, that roof? We hadn't heard anything on that.
Oh, yeah, no, we haven't heard anything about that. That'll have to be brought this time for actual proceedings, because it was confusion last time that we had proceedings and we didn't. We just sent him a letter, as we do any other customer, citizen we have in the city. So this time, you will have to actually go through with your proceedings.
But if the proceeding is for us to send a letter for him to clean it up, what, cause since they all came and remodeled, but no one came back to try to help him keep it clean. So, what are we gonna be sending a letter to him to do what? Just to get the junk out the yards and cut the grass, or?
It was clean, and that's the letter that we sent initially from the city.
Right.
But it was under, it was said that we send the condemnation proceedings. So we sent the clean, and when they came to do the house, to help him with his home, they cleaned his home up as well, and the yard. Correct.
So now, are they planning on getting a group to go back and help them clean?
I haven't heard anything.
But, cause if we say something, they gonna all say we nitpicking on them, but then they not, they figure they did all that for him, and you think he would appreciate it and keep it clean, but now he got it back just like it was from the beginning.
So I guess,
Thing that look good is the house, cause they fixed it, but the yard look like nothing.
so I guess from now, we would have to turn to legal because we've done what we should have done.
Well, and so just to make the record clear procedurally, so everything, all of the letters that the city has sent him has been as a courtesy in lieu of the actual legal proceeding of bringing the property for a condemnation hearing. What I'm hearing right now is that we're at the point to where the mayor may want to instruct us to start the proceeding, to put him actually on the condemnation docket for August probably for August, which we can talk about that after, but I just want to make it clear, the city has not brought this property for a condemnation hearing at this point. All of the letters that this property owner has received has been as a courtesy, hey, can you please clean this up? You're not in compliance with the ordinances, we need you to clean it up, blase, blase. Since that has not been effective, or I guess since the debris and trash and everything else is back, then we can talk about, putting it on the condemnation document.
Okay. We have plenty others as well. They have been ignoring, yes.
Yeah. But I just wanted to make it clear that that property has not been condemned by the city.
I did call him, and he told me I couldn't tell him what he can do
Yeah.
in his yard and what he can't.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Public Works Committee, call to order, establish quorum, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilwoman Charlene Gordon.
Here.
Councilman Gregory Payne. Here. Councilwoman April King.
Here,
We also have an amendment to this Public Works Committee, I'll need a motion to make this,
What's the agenda item?
The agenda item is going to be to hear the bid results for the Louisiana Community Development Block Grant Sewer Rehabilitation Project by Mr. Tony Aricall.
Okay, so this will be agenda item number 1. We need a unanimous vote in order to amend the agenda.
We have a motion by Ms. Charlene Gordon and a second by Councilman Gregory Payne. Roll call, Councilwoman Charlene Gordon.
Yes.
Councilman Gregory Payne.
Yes.
Councilwoman April King.
yes.
Thank y'all, and I apologize not. I got to spend some quality time on the interstate. I need to get here early. This is the bid results from the bid that we had to rebid, y'all, because it came out of the money the first time, and we amended it and rebid it. So on the 24th of June, we took bids. We actually got quite a few bids, which is always good. And if you flip to the second page, and this is the grant, the CDBG grant. If you flip to the second page, you can see that, and this is another thing you like to see, is the two lowest bidders were very close, 847, 447.50, and 860,000. So you kind of feel like everybody interpreted the plans the same way. What we would ask is that y'all put this on the agenda, the regular agenda, and if we haven't heard back from the CDBG engineer, hadn't finished reviewing the bids, then I'd ask that you put an item that says authorize the mayor to award it contingent upon CDBG's approval. We do that all the time. We just, that way you don't have to wait another month. They approve it like a day after the council meeting. The other good thing about this is our budget is 1.1 million. And so obviously in these kind of jobs, you always find stuff unexpected and you want to, you know, fix everything you find. So we have a little bit of a cushion in there. And because it's 100% grant, we're going to spend it all. And I promise you, we won't have any problem spending 1.1 million.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Ericon?
And while I got you, I'm going to sneak in. Y'all had asked me at the last council meeting what was going on with the blowers. And actually, the blower was installed at the time, but they had an electrical glitch, so the next week they got it running. It's running now. The remaining blowers are supposed to be installed in September. The one, you know, they had the one early one, it was here. It was actually installed, but the electrical didn't work the next week. So, and it's good because of our two blowers, one went out. So now we have two again.
So you said the two are in now and they're gonna be installed in September?
No. We got the one in, and you had two that were already working, and then one of the ones that was already working is going to be, but it has a minor repair, so they'll put it back online, and you'll have three, and then we'll replace them all, and of course we'll keep one of the older ones just as a. Yes, they should. It'll only take them about 2 weeks to put it in. They say that they should get them in September, and it'll basically be 2 weeks after when they receive them in September.
Why it taking so long for it to come in?
Well, the problem,
It was an emergency for us. I thought we was gonna get it like maybe.
well, we got the one pretty quickly. The problem is because of, I don't know, COVID or whatever, none of the big factories stock any equipment that's over a certain horsepower. If we were under 10 horsepower or something, they'd have them on the shelf, but these are 40 horsepower. They just don't have that unit available. And I don't know if y'all saw them. They're pretty sophisticated, and they're actually relatively quiet. They're in this little box with a fan and stuff in it. It's a pretty nice setup. And one other thing we got in that bid too is we went ahead and added 1 year of maintenance. So they will be able to maintain those for that first year and you know, train the operators on the best way to maintain them. Any other questions, y'all? I appreciate y'all sneaking me in here. Thank you.
Councilwoman Adrian Jordan. Councilwoman Charlene Gordon.
Here.
Councilman Gary Ogle. Here.
Discuss the planning commission recommendation regarding the application for L. Carnier Centurion LLC to rezone 668 North Jefferson Avenue, downtown mixed-use DMU to general commercial C2 for the use of car dealership.
Okay, this is a continuance from our Planning and Zoning Commission. I have the chair, Mr. Warborough, also here, but it failed with a 0-4 vote, so it's custom that it comes to you guys to discuss. I also have some documentation that you can see that I pull over for you can see on your screens as well. Mr. Bro want to speak anything about it, but
See, stuff like that with planning and zoning committee, we should get that ahead of time instead of waiting till us get here to the meeting and we got to figure out what was going on. We should have got the same information you're gonna give us now.
yes, ma'am.
We should have got that early so we could do exam, because I'm thinking that this property here is somewhere else and it's somewhere else, you know, because I'm looking at it now because I never hear anything about it, but along with the
Yeah,
conversation.
I thought I spoke personally to you about this property. Yes, ma'am, I did. No, I said, yeah, it's the it's the facility at West Side Journal. You can see the map right here.
So I'm thinking that it was like right there, they were gonna tear that building down or.
I'm not sure what he's going to do with the
But it is
building.
that land.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So, basically, historically, the city of Port Allen did a master plan years ago, and they designated areas for commercial, designated areas for residential, designated areas for downtown mixed use, this was designated downtown mixed use. Planning and zoning, since I've been on it in 2009, has not deviated from the master plan. So anybody that comes to us and wants to rezone something that's not in our master plan, we have denied it. Mr. Payne can attest to that. We had some property behind his home that they wanted to change from commercial to, I think, some type of residential to build apartments, and we denied it. So that's just the history of the Planning and Zoning Committee. We stick to the master plan, and whatever the master plan says, we don't deviate from it. We don't do spot zoning, where you put some type of zoning in the middle of a neighborhood, for instance. For example, let's just say you put a used car dealership there and it goes under. It doesn't work. Well, the next owner can put whatever they want, a bar, a club, anything they want there, because once it's zoned commercial, it won't go back unless that owner wants to revert it back to something else.
So that property never was commercial?
No, ma'am. It was downtown mixed use.
That's what the DMU for?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's the C2 for?
Commercial. It just broadens what can be put on that property. Certain things you can put in mixed use, certain things you can't. Car dealership is one that you can't put in downtown mixed use.
That's in the ordinance with it,
I'm sorry?
that's on paper and ordinance or something?
Yes.
I actually broke it down right there. If you look at your screen, you can actually see the entire breakdown that I made, where you can see the whole, see it in its entirety. And I also,
I see it.
Anything else? You good?
also, just the differences, real differences in it as well.
So can you email this to all of us?
Yes, sir. I'll give you a breakdown. I made this personal, so I'll give it to you.
And I guess we need to start coming to the planning and zoning meeting our own self to find out what's going on.
Ms. Gordon, I do agree. And then I think we spoke with Philip, and he's gonna start including y'all on the emails with the agendas.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that.
Yes.
Also, we need this, business is out of compliance with its occupational license too. So we need them to, they have never, paid their occupational license for.
I can't hear you.
I said this business has not paid their occupational license, at all. Any business that's doing business in the city of Port Allen requires occupational license.
So how long has this business been purchased?
I don't know, but in the Louisiana State, Secretary of State, it was registered in 2023.
So is the occupation license a business that is open and running? Or how do y'all classify occupation license?
Open and
I
running.
have occupation license, I know it's for business that running, but if it's not a business there.
But you sent something back and you said closed.
Oh, he sent something?
You sent something
Yeah.
back and said closed,
Yeah.
so we took you out so you don't get anything anymore.
Okay, as long as I sent something say closed, even if it's not operating now, that means it's still open because you didn't close it.
Correct.
I'm good?
Good evening. Well, good to be back. Wish it was under different circumstances, however. We played the hand we dealt. I just want to clarify some things because Mr. Mason has misled you referencing my occupational license status. There's no business, yes. Okay, so Mr. Mason misled you regarding the occupational license status. For the record, the company was formed in 2023, but the company is not in operation. There is no facility. There's nothing being done at the facility. Products for the company are under development. So I had to register the business for that process to begin. But there's no sign, no one's there. So I don't need an occupational license until I'm actually prepared to conduct business. So I just want to clarify that. And more importantly, I don't believe this is accurate. So I am going to make an oral request for a copy of every visual put on the screen tonight, because I plan to address my application at next week's meeting in full detail. But this is incorrect, because bars and nightclubs and taverns are permitted in DMU, according to the ordinance that I have now, unless it's been amended in the last 6 months, which I'm not aware of. That would be another misleading assertion by your staff. Now, they say this is not personal, but sure looks like it. So we'll talk some more about it next week, but I want to make sure you understand that I got this request for this occupational license. And matter of fact, I thought it was completed, because I thought you had to have it to get sales tax, to get set up with sales tax by the parish. I may be mistaken. That's parish handles that, but this business is in development. And so we're not actually functioning yet. We are trying to put pieces in place so we can move forward.
So, Mr. Joseph,
Yes, ma'am.
and if you're, do not get, permitted to, put a used car lot there, do you have any other option that you would put there?
Well, it's a large property, so, and just so we can, all be on the same page, 668 only refers to the actual existing building. And the existing building was previously commercial, because it was the West Side Journal for decades. It was. It was the West Side Journal for decades. So Mr. Bro misled you. But it's not personal. I guess he just doesn't understand, because we know it. The West Side Journal was there, correct? Everybody in here is aware of that. It was commercial until 2016, when the new zoning ordinance was adopted. Now, it's now DMU. Regardless of the fact that it's nowhere near the traditional lines of downtown Port Allen, which is the Court Street, Old Ferryland, and Jefferson intersection. That's typically downtown, mixed use. However, we'll get into more specifics next week. But I just wanted to clarify some things, since I was, mentioned to be out of compliance, which is inaccurate, and the property was represented as having never been commercial, when it was commercial until 10 years ago. And nothing's been done relative to any downtown development since downtown mixed use was put on the books. Not a thing. But, those are just the facts. Any other questions?
I am going to request that you submit it in writing.
Submit what in writing?
That you said a verbal records request for this.
Well,
If you can submit it in writing so no one can miscrew anything, if you can just shoot an email asking for this in writing, we would appreciate it.
well, I've already provided your municipal clerk and custodian of records with a hand-delivered public records request for all of the information from the planning and zoning meeting. I believe this information was included in the planning and zoning meeting. However, just let me finish. However, I just got here today and I just saw it. So I will supplement my request for this information as well. But that being said, just recognize that I did put it in writing. I know this was on the screen last week. It may have been in a little different format, but the information was utilized. And I will supplement the hand-delivered copies that was given to Ms. Roche, Mayor Patan, and Mr. Mason with emails going forward in preparation for next week and whatever else is next to come. Yes, ma'am.
Speak in the mic, please. If you was permitted to turn on car lot, do you have your dealer's license?
No, you have to have a facility before you can apply for the dice. Well, yeah, but that's what we're in development to do. And I want you to understand something. It's a used car dealership. It's not a used car lot. It's not it's a concierge dealership. All the cars gonna be indoors. That building is over 100 some feet deep. There'll be cars that we drive in and out that we park according to proper parking procedure, but we're not gonna put cars on the vacant lot. 668 is just the building. The vacant lot is two lots. It's lot 4 and 5.
Right.
So they're not the same. They're in continuous ownership. I own them both, but it's two separate lots. And 668 is just the existing building that was commercial until 2016. Any other questions?
I have one thing. I think I'm correct with the occupational license situation. Once a business is registered, from my knowledge of working downstairs, sending out the occupational license, regardless if they have any type of income, from 0 to however much, we charge one flat fee, and that's normally $50.
That's when a business is in operation, not when it's formed. Not when it's formed. All I did was file articles of organization with the Secretary of State, and I got set up for sales tax because L. Carnell Sartorial is just an LLC. It owns the property. It's a different business from the car dealership, and it is organized to provide custom clothing. We haven't provided any custom clothing yet. Our products are in development. When we open for business, then I have to have an occupational license.
Well, let me speak on that because I have a business too.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're pretty much right about that because before I could pay the occupation, I think to make sure the business was ready for open. So I don't know if there's a new ordinance in it or not. I have to look into it. But I do know before I could get occupation license or anything, I had to make sure that I was ready to open up for business. As long as I was open up for business, I could pay for occupation license. And which the mayor is correct. If you are not using it, like I was stop, but I still will keep them occupation license. It's from 0 to 7 and it's $50 a year. She is correct about that.
Yes.
But I didn't start until I opened my business up officially.
Correct. And I think we're saying the same thing. But for the record, I did receive a notice relative to the occupational license status. I completed the online form. There was a link to an online form that I completed, and it's on the city now to let me know what particular fees are due to be in compliance. But I can assure you that there is no operations currently going on. So if it is the requirement of the ordinance that I get an occupational license just for filing paperwork to form an LLC and prepare to do business, then that's not a problem. I can do that.
So do you have a plan or how you gonna operate this business? Because you said you're gonna park cars inside. Because I'm under the impression like everyone else that it's an outdoor car dealership. So do you have plans to show us that this is what it's gonna be inside?
Other than to tell you that the building has more than enough capacity to put cars indoors. I mean, I'm in the process of having that. I was going to present that at the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, but I wasn't allowed to. So I will definitely present it next week before a final vote is undertaken.
I didn't realize that building was that big though.
That building goes all the way from the street to the back end of the lot.
I went
Yeah.
by there and I looked, I didn't realize it was that big to park cars.
There's no modification required. Now, no exterior modification required. There's already a roll-up door for access. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, there will be no changes to the building.
Can I add something to this? It says on the occupational license tax under state law, RS 473041 is levied on a person pursuing any trade, profession, vocation, or calling or business. Mr. Lance knows, I'm sitting there correcting a lot of mistakes from the past CAO made a lot of mistakes on getting an occupation license for tons of business in the city of Port Allen. But in this situation, he knows that when they register with the West Baton Rouge Revenue Department, they have to have the clearance and come to the city after they register with the parish. So to say that that it wasn't done, he knows that it should be done. So it's not even the fact if it wasn't operational, that is the routine, that is what he's supposed to do, and everyone's supposed to do after they register with the West Baton Rouge Revenue Department.
Nice try. Nice try. Well, let me respond to that since he wants to try to slander me, but this is not personal. Nice try. However, the facts are these, okay? First fact, do you have an auditor? Because I wasn't aware of us having an audit department to go out and identify these businesses that don't have occupational licenses. More often than not, that information is discovered when that person comes up here for something, okay? Just like I came up here for something. You can say what you want to say. Look, we don't have to go back and forth forever, okay? Right. But the fact of the matter is, that's the first thing. Second thing, I believe you got it backwards. I think you got to get the occupation license before you go to the parish. But incorrect. I could be wrong. Incorrect. What I do know is this. We're not conducting any business at the moment. We are preparing to conduct. Okay, fine. I will file the application. I filed the paperwork. Did you get the notice? Nope, you sent it. It's your system.
Also with your loan.
I have a screenshot right here showing that it was done yesterday because it was dated mailed June 16th. I received it on the 29th and asked me to comply by the 30th. So I did it the same day I received it. And here's my screenshot. Sorry I don't have an actual document because I wasn't prepared to be ambushed with this that's not even before this body at the moment. That issue is not on the agenda, right? And it should not be discussed. But once again, I want you to say that everyone who spoke said this isn't personal. But that sounded personal. For the former CEO this and the former CEO that. We can get it. Hey, well, you know what? You're right. We can get into history because we can get into the history of the former assistant CFO, which is a very, very decorated history, right? So let's not do that. I didn't come here for that. I did not. But if that's what you want, that's what I'm going to defend myself until I take my last breath. Okay. So I want everybody here to know. You want to fight? We can fight. But I don't want that. I want to bring something here in a facility I own that's not going to change the character of that building one iota. It's been vacant for a while. It's been commercial before. And I only ask that it be considered to be returned to commercial. We're not even going to have car deliveries. Yes. The city did it unilaterally when they passed a new zoning ordinance. This so-called master plan, which I have yet to see. And I requested, there should have been a public records request for that also, and I haven't received that either yet. But to answer your question, in spring of 2016, when the zoning ordinance was amended and redone, they changed the zoning of the property from commercial to DMU. And we know it was commercial because the West Shire Journal was there for decades. Thank you.
Councilwoman Joseph, I believe you have two other citizens who would like to make a public comment on this agenda item. Ms. Charlene Kim.
Hi, my name is Charlene Camp, and for 44 years I lived at 309 Pond Street, which is directly across from Oregon Avenue, which adjoins the property he's talking about. We strongly object to this rezoning because it would devalue our property and spoil the surrounding residential neighborhood. And I ask that you deny it as recommended by the Planning and Zoning Committee. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
And it's just for clarity, it's actually Bethany Bergeron Bass. I grew up in Port Allen, Louisiana, and was educated here, and have lived more than 3/4 of my life in that very neighborhood at various houses on Pine Street and currently Palm Street, and a different address at Palm Street. I'm coming to you as a resident, but mostly what I'm coming to you as a teacher of Port Allen Middle School. Tons of our children live in that very area. You see them, they're on their bikes, dribbling basketballs down the street, running around together. I'd like to just think that that area should be used for something that would benefit those children, very much the way the museum property does, also the way those new tennis courts and pickleball courts and everything else that's there for the whole city to use. It should be a community thing. I have absolutely no problem with new businesses coming to our town. I think it's wonderful. But I do think the location is not the best. That's all. Thank you.
Ms. Joseph, I wanted to clarify a couple things that Mr. Joseph said. First off, it is downtown mixed-use zone now. So what it was in the past was true. He is accurate about that. It did change in 2016. Don't you have a sign-in sheet where people sign up to speak at the meeting? We do the same thing at the planning and zoning meeting. The reason why Mr. Joseph didn't speak at the planning and zoning meeting was because he was late and he didn't get the chance to sign up. So people who don't come on time and don't sign up don't get to speak. Thank you.
No, that's false. I'm going to address it because I have to develop a record, right? Because I imagine this is not the last time we're going to, address this issue. I was not a member of the public asking to speak in the public comment section. I'm the applicant. The applicant has a fundamental right to due process, to speak on his item. It has nothing, I don't have to sign up for a sheet because I'm the applicant. I paid $200 and had a sign posted in front of the property for the opportunity to make this request. Now you're telling me that I got here, it's like 6:02, by the way. Meeting starts at 6 o'clock. Walked in the door, they were already well into it. But don't worry, listen, the video and the minutes will bear all that out. That's in the public records request that you refused to accept earlier. So please prepare that for me. That being said, I was the applicant. Since when has an applicant not been allowed to speak? Tell me when this happened. One time.
There are times we have bent the rule and let people spoke that didn't sign up, so I'm gonna disagree with that. Yes, at your discretion, so I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Just because you didn't sign up on the sheet doesn't mean that you can't speak, because we have bent the rule on several occasions and let people spoke. So I have to disagree with that.
But that was at the council's discretion, if y'all unanimously, so that was the council. So the planning and zoning, and I'm just keeping it how the meetings go. Normally, if someone for committee or council meeting is late and has not signed up, we have granted in the past permission for that person if everyone was in agreement with that. At the planning and zoning, they didn't ask. They did go by the sign-in sheet. And so it wasn't like Mr. Joseph, asked. I think he may have said something and Mr. Walt did say you didn't sign up and boom.
You don't have a public comment section for the planning zone?
Well, that was supposedly the public comment section because the opposition was allowed to speak. And after they spoke, I requested an opportunity to speak, and I was told it was because I didn't sign up. However, I'm the applicant. We wouldn't even be here if I didn't file the appropriate paperwork to initiate the matter. So tell me once again, in all of your experience in public hearings and council meetings and court appearances and the like, when has an applicant not been permitted to speak?
But they agreed on that person speaking. I'm not saying.
No, listen to me. You're confusing allowing a public commenter to speak when they did not follow the public comment procedure. What I'm telling you is that it was my item. I requested it to bring it before the Planning and Zoning Commission. Therefore, I have a fundamental right to speak in support of it, because what you really did was you denied it without any information relative to what the plan was. All they had was an application and whatever conversations that were had privately and the like, or what have you. No one asked the question as to what I intended to do, how I intended to do it, whether the property was going to change in any character or any manner. It's not. It's been like that for years. It's going to remain that way. I mean, there may be some renovations, but there won't be any fundamental changes to what it has been or is now.
Okay,
So,
Mr. Jones, let me ask you a question.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, you asking us to go back and look at the zoning? What are you asking us to do?
The application was to permit 668 North Jefferson Avenue, Port Allen, Louisiana, 70767, to be rezoned from DMU to C2. In order to obtain a used car dealership license, I have to have a facility that can display cars. And that was the intention of the application. It's currently not permitted for vehicle sales, but it's permitted for a myriad of other businesses. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that, yes, that's the request, and I will bring more information next week when the matter comes back for an actual vote. But the fact of the matter is, nothing's going to change relative to that building other than maybe the color.
So you're not gonna do no renovations to that building?
I plan on doing renovations. What I'm telling you is that I'm not tearing anything down. I'm not reconstructing anything. It's gonna have the same general character of the building, not necessarily the appearance, because the way it's designed now, there are 3 sections, and all the sections flow into each other. So in order to use it for multiple uses, which I have the space for, I'm probably gonna have to reconfigure some entrances. But that's just adding doors or changing some walls. I'm not tearing nothing down. I can promise you that. I'm a student of history. I like the historical context of the property. I don't want to change it dramatically. I just want to change it enough to use it for the purpose I want to use it for. That's it. No more, no less.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
No other comments? Agenda item?
Yeah.
Councilman Gary Hubble. Here. Councilwoman Charlene Gordon. Here. Councilman Gregory Payne. Here.
Finance Committee called to order. Establish quorum. Roll call.
Roll call. Councilwoman April King.
Here.
Councilman Gary Hubble. Here. Councilwoman Adrian Jolie.
Yeah.
Item number 1, discuss the contract agreement with Pipeline Integrity Partners, LLC, for compliance, assistance, and required inspections of the city's gas distribution system at the monthly cost of $1,810. Adrian Daigle.
I am not Adrian, but, so the Pipeline Integrity is a contract that was sent. We've been using them for a while to help with different, they provide different services for the city of Port Allen. It's the same amount that it's been since I've been mayor, I'm not sure prior to that. But we're asking that you grant permission for me to sign the contract going forward.
Yes.
Agenda item? Okay, the next thing's Republic, I think,
Item
on the
number
agenda.
2, discuss the renewal of the service agreement with Republic Services, Adrian Daigle.
So that was me again. So Mr. Steve Smith, I think he's here if y'all have any questions. It's the annual contract that we have with Republic Services. We didn't go out for bid with any other garbage company, although Waste Pro did. They came in, I think, last week or maybe a couple weeks ago, and just for a conversation and for them to meet me along with some of the staff. But they didn't officially put anything in as far as a bid or anything as far as services for the city of Port Allen. So it is going up a tad, I think from 28 something to 29.59. I think it was like $1.10 maybe. Don't quote me, but it was $1 and some change. So Mr. Steve is here. He did come. If y'all had any questions or concerns, I think we've kind of talked about some concerns we had in the past that they have, they've looked at. I've had a couple on Harry Brown just this week, actually. I sent to him, I text the address to him. Yeah, and so she said they did come back out, and she left another voicemail the next day. So I have not talked to Mr. Steve to see if they finally appeased her today or not. But, so I asked for that to be agenda item as well, if.
Yes.
I'm sorry, ma'am? 29.59. What would you like, Ms. Gordon? No. We want to keep everything the way it is, and as y'all know, and as we've had to do, every now and then, we got to tweak something. Thank you.
Agenda item.
Yes, make that an agenda item.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
That it? I'm done?
Item number 3, discuss the upgrade of the city's multifunction printers, copiers, scanners through the Louisiana State Contract Rental Agreement with Applied Business Concepts, Sharp Electronics, for the term of August the 1st, 2026 through June 30th of 2027.
Currently, the city of Port Allen owns 2 copiers outright. That one of the scanners currently no longer works. The other scanner is on the fritz. The other 3 copiers we have throughout the other various departments are on a maintenance agreement where we're leasing them, and those leases are coming up or ended today, I believe, or yesterday. So investigating things, we would like to go to a lease for all of our printers and copiers to upgrade to where we have scanners for all of our departments that don't have them. So we're asking this to be a agenda item next week, and you will have the full detail of all of the quotes before you vote next week. But I'm just asking that it be an agenda item on the committee council next week, committee meeting next week. Leasing does cost a little bit more, but we're not responsible for it breaking down. And the lease also covers the toner cartridges for the toner and a set number of copiers. One of the ones that we are looking for, our main copier, I was looking at what we're paying and what we're doing. What we print our bills on is the copier that we currently own. To print 2,500 bills every month takes about 2 hours and 15 minutes, provided there's no paper jam. And the last couple of months, they've been jamming up. The new copier does increase, or the copier that we're looking in this rental agreement, lease agreement, will increase the pages per minute to where I calculated that we could print those bills in under 45 minutes. So while we're printing the bills on one copier, nobody else can be printing anything else to that copier. So we're trying to, while it would increase the cost slightly, it would increase the effectiveness and efficiency of us making copies and printing things and scanning.
Yeah, I want to make that an agenda item.
Agenda item.
Adjourn.
Real quick, I just want to thank everyone who assisted, spoke, or popped in for the first leadership camp. It wasn't, again, the numbers that I would have hoped for, but we have to start somewhere. So I just want to thank you all, Port Allen Police Department and the Sheriff's Department and all the other speakers. Our Lady of Lake, Ms. Myrna Baptiste came. Ms. Saida Hines came and spoke on sports and leadership. And I just want to thank the parents and the grandparents who came out daily to bring the kids. They really enjoyed it. The mock election was a hit. They really enjoyed that, filling in for the council and the mayor. They really enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, they had some great ideas. Some ideas that I hope we can put into, between us and the parish, we can put, and they can see their ideas come to light soon. Thank you.